Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 376 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast. My name is Brad Odell, and with me, as always, is
Your king of paintball, Thomas Burke.
there
And
he
we're
is.
ready to party. Ready to party again tonight, my friend. We've got so many things to talk about. We did a little bit in the pre-intro, but we were checking text messages and shit, dealing with other stuff. So we didn't really get into it.
Slightly sidetracked.
That's okay. Well, first of all, I was saying this podcast is brought to you by DefConPaintballProducts.com. You know where to go to that website to get yourself the best deals in Canada, especially with the sexiest promo code around, BIGDADDYG. And you can get 10% off almost everything on their website, except for what Big Daddy G says no, because fuck you. That's why. If he says no, it's probably because his margin can't cover it. And frankly, he's a businessman. We're businessmen. You got to make your bread somehow.
Exactly.
So we don't fault anyone for that.
Money
We're just
gotta be
fucking,
made.
dude, we're just honest about it. We're not going to tell, we're just going to be brutally honest, man. Fuck you. The margin's not there for me to give you a 10% discount. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or this product is hot. Why would I give you a 10% discount? I know it's kind of dickish, but that's capitalism. Welcome to the 21st century. Also brought to you by my man in Fredericton, the Rip King. The Rip King, who once again found time, even though, you know, for a sponsor, he's the sexiest because sometimes he rolls through Moncton. He drops off little bits of goodies for me. This week, he brought me some Juicy J's. Ooh. Those who've used them, you remember your Juicy J's. I haven't had flavored papers in years. You can get them super cheap there. He's got a fantastic selection of awesome flavored papers just at Rip King's in Fredericton.
Wait,
upcoming.
Flavored papers are still legal?
Yeah, you can still get flavored papers. You're just not in a convenience store. You have to go to a head shop, but that's what Rip King's is. He's a head shop.
Right.
He also has a line of King glass, which is some thick bongs that look fucking sexy. So you want to go see them.
Thick bongs for a thick boy?
Thick bongs for a thick boy, and they're made for a king. And you can also go see our king, Big Black Sam, because he is a king.
I finally saw a picture.
Did you see a picture of Big Black Sam?
That name lives up. That man, like, he looks like the kind of guy who would, like, just as quickly give you a hug as he would, like, break you over his knee.
That's a very accurate description of Big Black Sam. He'll share a joint with you. He'll give you a big hug. He'll talk to you about his personal life. We had some heavy conversations in the store, like when it was just us. And I'm pretty sure if a crackhead wandered in there, Sam would just fucking suplex those fuckers right to the moon. The end of that shit. German suplex into orbit. Also, Moncton Paintball, my home, my love, our other sponsor. Street Ball's coming up next Sunday. So your king is going to be there, but he's going to be a hurting unit.
As long as he's there.
He's going to be there because it's street ball, baby. And you know what that means. 3v3, 4v4, 4v4 with a sub being your own. You don't pick your teams. Your teams are randomly selected. They're going to have a sexy prize pool as always. I'm sure there's going to be a food truck or food available to pick up there. As always, the street ball paint is fucking excellent. They always get that really nice 3-star, fucking 3 or 4-star. When it breaks, it like stains your skin. So there's much less wiping, much less. But we all know those speed, but it's still there. It is still the thing that I dislike the most about speedball is that is kind of a part of the game. I understand that, but it doesn't mean I have to fucking like it.
Yeah, it's
that's part. It is, and and listen, they find some fantastically cool ways to cheat.
like how you put that. They find
I've seen some pretty
cool ways to cheat.
Oh yeah, because it's not just always the wipe. Sometimes they're like sliding pods in from the off field, or they're using code, like, you greasy pieces of shit. So if you can get past that, speedball's fucking amazing. If you're a woods ball boy, though, we're always going to call ourselves out because we're too honest for our own good. We're just going to be like,
yeah,
off the hopper, and you could just go bunker wipe. Who's going to notice? Somebody off the field? Well, I would notice, and I would call you a cheating piece of shit. So, that was not a Rain energy drink, was it?
No, it's Rockstar, because that's what the dollar store had.
They're also not sponsor.
What if we get Tim's to sponsor us? That'd be cool.
Fuck that. Sorry, I don't want Corey Keg sponsoring us, dude. I don't want to be on like the Tim Hortons poster next to fucking Sidney Crosby. He'll just make us look bad.
Yes, very true. He really will. Yeah. So this week we're talking. A couple of weeks ago we announced that the Canadian Magfed Competition is coming back. Things are finally in motion. The date has been set, October 14th, 10 a.m.
Be there.
First game starts. Sharp.
Listen to this man, everybody. He's not fucking around. There's nothing I've seen that chaps this guy's ass more than being tardy. So good news for everybody who's going to come out to the CMC. It's going to be run not by Brad Odell, host of the Maritime Paintball podcast. I have on good authority that it's being run by the one and only Hooligan. And I've seen Hooligan. I had not met him until PRZ.
Oh, yeah. You did.
I met him at PRZ. And I can understand why he's a fucking hooligan. And he's running the show. That means 10 a.m. sharp. That means quick rotating games, because if the numbers are what I hope and kind of I'm thinking they might be, we're going to need to chug a lug.
Well, this ain't going to be now. Excuse me. We've got. Let's see. Let's look at the totally wildly inaccurate, but the only numbers we actually have to go on. We have 10 going. 15 interested for a total of 25. That's Facebook numbers. Now, those numbers can't be truly trusted. So it could be higher, it could be lower. I'm going to go on the
10 teams.
I'm going to go on the side of it's going to be a little higher. I think last time we ran this, we had 10 teams, 12 teams.
Oh yeah, we had easily 10 teams.
Yeah. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I think it's going to go really well. It's going to be great. It's a rain or shine kind of event. So
fuck yeah. So no bitchy bitches. The bitches are that way, and we say death to the bitches.
Yes,
because we don't. It is also why we're not stressed about speedballers. We're not worried about it because I believe there might be some events that weekend. We're not worried about it because we don't want them. I would love to have them.
There's going to be.
But we're not here for that.
I think there's a couple of speedballers who are going to come by, but they're obviously going to be running their EMF 100s because that's what everyone's running these days. That's what most of the people on the field are going to be running. So
if it can take a mag, I don't fucking care what you're using. I would even say we'll take a speedball gun with one of those mag-fed things on them. Go ahead, dump 10 rounds. What the fuck are you going to do? I don't think it's in the rules. I think Brad nixed those ages ago, but I'm the type of person to be like, if we can take a magazine,
I didn't double check the rules. I have to go back and double check them.
Because I wouldn't say no to that. Or if a guy wants to breech load a fucking speedball gun, but then it defeats the Canadian Magfed, so fuck yous. No mag, no play.
It's yeah. That's the big thing is the mag. Let me double check the rules now. I'm not entirely sure what the rules say on that. Here we go. 11 markers. Will be capped at 10 balls. Check your own rules. All markers must be magazine fed except for shotgun style markers that may be tube fed. All magazines must hold less than 35 rounds. Players may carry no more than 2 markers. All markers must be chronoed at 280 feet per second. Snipers must
no more than 2. That's a different change. That's a change. Yeah.
Snipers must inform the referee if they're using first strike rounds. Marker hits random.
Got some good refs.
Yeah, we've got good refs.
We've got some experienced referees.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple, they're young, but I will tell you, if you pull some fuckery on one of them, they will yank you off that field so quick it'll spin your head.
Yes, and that is one...
He's a mean little bastard, too, if you cheat.
Big thing that I'm pushing for the Magfed competition, too, is that the refs are going to be told that if they make a call, if they're not sure what call to make, they'll come to me. I'll make the final call. Okay? So if you got 2 refs maybe disagreeing, I'll make final call. But if a referee makes a call,
that's it.
I back him up. A player comes to me and goes, your ref made a bad call? No, my ref made a call. Go. The ref made a call.
It happens, man.
If I notice maybe one, this has never happened at the CMC, but it's always a possibility. You got to keep an eye out for it. But if a ref, I notice maybe one particular ref is always kind of penalizing one team, well, then there's obviously an issue there. We'll deal with that. But I haven't come across that yet. I doubt we will. So I'm not worried about it. So yeah, it's coming up quick. It's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, it may end sooner, like depending on how fast the rounds go, right? But I doubt it'll go longer. I don't think it'll go much longer than 4 p.m. And I would really like to get it all done before the sun starts to really set.
Yeah.
So,
mosquitoes out there are a bitch, so we got to chug a lug.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good time. A couple of rule changes increased thanks to Tom's fantastic idea. I don't know why none of us thought of this earlier. Was to increase the points issued for eliminations from 1 point to 2 point. So
yeah, I don't know how you never thought of just increase those points just a little bit, because then, kill hungry motherfuckers like me, I still at least don't feel like a total waste on the field.
It's so basically we ran into the issue of if you eliminate it's in the rule, if you eliminate all the players from one team, the game is over. So what was happening was that one player was trying to flip all the flags while another guy was going around flipping the flags back, going, "What are you going to do? Shoot me? Like, if you shoot me, you lose all these points." So we're like, well, damn, what do we do? So I've also added into the rules that it's not just when all the players are eliminated. It's when all of the players get back to the dead box. So if you eliminate an entire team, it's in that team's best interest to actually book it to the dead box as fast as you can.
I was about to say, yeah, wouldn't it then, it would behoove them to haul ass to that fucking...
Right. Because the game, because then that also gives the team that maybe they eliminate all three players, they might have 2 or 3 seconds to flip a flag or two. I don't see anybody flipping all the flags and flipping the entire game, but it definitely gives a little bit of a leeway, right?
I could see that. I could see that shifting the tide of a game.
No, what I mean is, like, it's not gonna. You're not gonna see, like, you're not gonna go out, ignore all the flags, knock out 3 players, then flip all the flags and grab the center objective. No. But what it will do is it will let you take out all 3 players and maybe go from having only 1 flag to suddenly 2, because you just got that little bit of extra time, right? So that'll encourage you to, 1, not get hit, but to also, maybe getting close to that 3-minute mark. It's like, okay, go for the kill and then snag the flag, right? So it's gonna make it a little bit more aggressive play.
Also, I think this year the CMC has gained itself an MC, because poor Hooligan is going to be so goddamn busy. He's going to need somebody to direct the fucking to direct some shit. So I believe I'm going to end up hosting. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Yes, I fucking can. Because now, if it comes down to some shit and somebody really needs a player, I don't mind. The king's oath is to always join the.
There's no reason why you couldn't host, like, MC and be on a team. If there's 10 teams, then there's going to be a minimum of what is that? And that's 20. There's going to be a minimum of 27 minutes between, like, some matches, right?
Oh, between some rounds, yeah. But we had them going so quick last time.
That's because most of the games were ending in 1.5 to 2 minutes, because they were just like boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Speaking of which, that's my kind of on my to-do list for the weekend, is to take a look at some of the latest top-down footage of Moncton Paintball and kind of rope out where we're gonna put some caution tape up. We're gonna enclose it. We're not gonna give the total field play this time. We did last time, and it didn't really matter because most people didn't go that far away from the center. So we're just gonna have a bit of a official.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna trim down the field.
Yep.
We're gonna give us a nice perimeter, kind of like they did last time, which it has changed massively. And I am sure if you do look at that top down, or you get a hold of the gas man, any changes can be made. Like the night before, we can go out, get the 4-wheeler, we can haul some stuff, we can do something. Because this is going to be hot, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be sexy. You can dig it because they're coming. There are some awesome players that are coming to expose themselves to the game, to Moncton, to New Brunswick. I told a guy this weekend that that's the ultimate power move. They were playing some speedball and some shit got kind of heated. You know, calls were made, things said. And I told one dude that the best thing he could do was to just like go out, and when they say 10 seconds, just whip your balls out and start yelling at them, like wag your dick at them a little bit.
Yep.
Because that's power move right there.
Yep.
Just flap your wiener at them, be like, "Ah, look at that!" And then just they'll be all fucked up, and then when just run, just don't leave your wang out. We had 5 viewers, now we have 2. So you 2 dedicated motherfuckers, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the numbers. The viewer count's way low. I don't know if there's something going on online that we don't know about, but
maybe we've just lost our appeal. We've lost our sex appeal, Brad.
Maybe. Whatever.
But that's fine, because they can always listen to us on Spotify.
Yes.
They can go on YouTube.
Yep.
So they might not be here tonight.
Apple
and
Podcasts.
that's okay, because we do.
What is it? It's
Apple Podcasts.
Anywhere you can listen to a podcast, honestly. Amazon Music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we're on Podcast Addict, the one that I use. Fuck Joe Rogan, by the way. Just keeping off that Spotify algorithm. But that's okay. So we've got, what are we using for, we're not using slapsticks, are we? You've got flags, or you've got something.
Well, I've been kind of bouncing back
use
forth between it, because I'm kind of thinking about slapsticks. Because they're easy.
I've been saying that for a couple of years now.
Yep.
Slapsticks are the easiest way to fucking do this. And there's no, because that was always my nightmare when I was playing the CMC. It was grabbing that fucking little fucking, and they're shooting at you and you're fucking dodging. If you could just have a slapstick and slap it, there's. Now the center objective does need to be something.
It was made last year before, and it never got used. It's still sitting in my storage unit. It's a 6-foot tall, 4-inch diameter pipe. PVC pipe. No, 6-inch diameter. It's
It's fucking awesome.
Painted black too, with like Canadian Magfed Competition written down the side of it.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm debating, because right now it's empty. I was debating of not filling it with sand, but putting sand in it just to make it a little bit awkward to carry, so you're not just grabbing an empty PVC pipe.
Put a weight on the back end of it so that so that the balance is off kilter.
Yeah, that's basically what I was thinking.
Like make it super awkward. Make it super awkward to carry. That sounds sounds so mean, and yet we're kind of sick fucks and trying to find ways to make this.
Because originally there was a briefcase, but we found the briefcase was blocking shots.
Oh my god, the mag! That's right, because we used someone's mask bag.
We did that. Yeah, we
and
put
you
a
were like,
bag.
Don't shoot it, and everybody fucking unloaded on it.
Yeah. Darren says we should grease up the pole. He says grease it up.
You're a bad man, and I love you.
Not a bad idea. No, I'm not going to grease it up. I don't want anybody getting grease on their stuff. I kind of want to.
I still say that we need to call this. I think, because I doubt he listens to the show. I mean, he's dead. We're going to call it the Chad Bob Memorial CMC.
What? Why is Chad Bob dead again? Why? Like,
I don't know. It's just because I think it's funny.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know why. It's because Chad Bob's awesome. Like we've been chatting regularly. I've got to dig out my new pew pew and actually get it cleaned up and ready to go, because I just haven't had time to sit and fuck with it. My FSC. Oh, just do that this weekend. Bring it with us.
This weekend?
Is that this weekend?
No, next weekend.
Is that this weekend? Yeah, like next week.
Next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going on an adventure. I've been told I'm not allowed to stay at home alone next weekend, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go someplace.
Yep.
Twist my rubber arm.
Yep, it's going to be, get in the car, let's go.
I feel like it's because I'm being brought up as a fucking translator.
No, that will come in handy because we're going to be in old.
We're going
to be in old Quebec, so it will be handy. But no, that wasn't the reason.
Okay.
No. But yeah, it's what was I going to say about the competition?
I'm not too sure. Grease up the pole.
We're not doing that, but we are going to make it awkward to carry.
Grace me up, woman. My retirement, Grace.
We're going to make it difficult to carry. It's going to be a good time. One thing too, I want to reiterate this and make sure people understand this, like through and through. There is no prize at the end of this except for a medal and some bragging rights.
I'm about to say, to me, the prize is there can only be one. So you get shit-talking rights for a whole year and again, if we have the turnout that I think we're going to have and the quality that I know that these guys are going to bring, because Jesus, just the guys from Nova Scotia, the guys, finger quotes. Good night, good evening, Mr. Rhino. The talent that's going to be out there this year is going to be fucking.
No, I'm just kidding.
Magfed players are terrible paintballers. Fuck yous. Come here and tell me that Magfed players are good paintballers, because fuck you. I'm a shitty Magfed player. I'm a shitty paintballer, and I know I am. But I mean, I can't even imagine speedballers really having a fantastic time just sitting back there with their pew-pew guns, and they got Magfed, and they don't know what the fuck to do.
Well, I've seen it happen.
I'm going to shit talk.
I've seen it at this competition where I watched one team who was made up of a bunch of people who were basically coached to be super crazy, hardcore, tactical nonsense. Where when the buzzer went, their knees were bent, their guns were up, and they moved smooth, but they didn't move fast. And then on the other side, you had speedballers who had borrowed Magfed kits and just buzzer went, and they were already past the 50. Like, just like, bam, and they sprinted. They were done. And they were just beating the shit out of everything. So,
yeah.
It's, you got to find that balance, right? Because it's Magfed, but it's not tactical. It's not, you're not Navy SEALsing this nonsense, right? Like, you're basically playing. It's not quite speedball either. It's its own damn thing, and it's really hard to explain until you've played it. It's really hard to explain. So,
you mean the CNC in general? Yeah, man. When it isn't like speedball, and no, it's not like a traditional Magfed game where you're being on, because you can't pull that sit behind the bunker until the motherfucker moves. Doesn't work. You don't have time. You got to be aggressive.
Yeah. But
you cannot be too aggressive and just shit stomp your opponents. You guys are lucky tonight. Those of you that are you have to control non-existent recoil. Yes, Lead Farmer. This is true. That's very true. What you need to do, you guys are lucky tonight, those of you that are here, because we will reveal some of the secrets of the CMC, and they're not fucking difficult.
No, they're really
Use
not.
half your goddamn brain.
It's
your scout is massively important.
Yes. So for
you want to put the skinniest, fastest motherfucker, you want him as your scout.
Yeah. So
because he has an advantage.
Folks who are wondering about the scout,
read the rules.
Yes, honestly, read the rules.
No, fuck you. No one's going to read the fucking rules. So
really
we need to actually condense this shit. Nobody reads the rules.
No, I am going to come up with a more condensed, rules that are broken down by, a lot more.
Has to be able to be explained in 2 minutes or less.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff on the rule sheet that doesn't really apply to regular players. It's more for the refs.
Yeah.
But let me see if I can find it here. There's a game start, player equipment markers, protective gear, clothing prizes, referees. Here we go. There it is. So the scout is so the way the game works is that you've got 3 players on your team, right? You've got your captain. I mean, I guess every team has a captain, but whatever. But basically, you've got a sniper, a scout, and a rifle. Those are your 3 big ones, right? So you've got basically a dude running first strike rounds. So that's your sniper, right? So 1 player per team is allowed to run first strike rounds. You got the scout. Now, the big thing with the scout is that when the buzzer goes, they get a 3-second head start before everyone else. So there is 2 buzzers to the game. So it goes buzzer, wait 3 seconds, second buzzer. So the first buzzer, they go. So you've basically got a 1v1 for the first 3 seconds. And what that does is it really helps what I've seen successful teams do is that original scout either beelines it to the center objective as fast as they can, or they get to a position where they just start calling everything out. So they're basically yelling.
Yes, we do,
constantly,
Rhino.
Right? Because
the Canadian Magfed Competition, you need to look that shit up, make your ass down here, because I don't know if they know what to do with you boys.
Yeah, come on down, Greg. It's my baby. I need you to come down to it. I need you to experience it.
I got room. I got a whole house. Bring your mattresses, motherfuckers. Like, I got a place for you guys to sleep.
There you go.
It's not much.
It's warm and it's
my
dry.
House. It smells like smoke.
Whatever. It's warm and dry.
Yeah. It's warm. It's dry. It's free.
So yeah. So what I've seen is two different successful strategies. Is the scout immediately goes for the center objective and tries to get it back as fast as they can, or they post up and they start, as soon as they start seeing other players, they start screaming out positions, right? They just keep yelling.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just yelling and yelling and yelling because that's not considered offside coaching. It's not considered like off-field coaching.
You're calling
exactly
on your team.
Exactly.
It's a team. It's like calling out somebody in Doritos when you're at home. Like you're going to make your calls, right?
Yep.
It's also one of the only tournaments or games like this that I've seen where you're not standing behind a net. Everybody who's waiting for the games, they cycle so quick that sometimes you'd have, deck, double deck, and triple deck. So you'd have 6 teams out there watching the games, and I mean right on the fucking sidelines, which is so much fun. And everybody, and I mean there was the game that I lost against the boys from Nova Scotia, because I chirped the shit out of them the whole time. I was mouthing off at them and I was banging on walls, and I lost track of them because I was still new at it. But you could hear people laughing and they're watching, and it's the coolest feeling when you're right on the field and nobody's popping shots at you because they're not firing 800 rounds. They're just firing like
exactly.
It's a very cool environment to be right on the field while the game's going down, and you can see. And nobody said a word, which is what I thought was the coolest. Nobody said a fucking word.
There is major penalties for doing any sideline coaching. So it's the first time there's a warning. Excuse me. So anything like so basically your first warning, will just basically be like, yo, like shut up, right? And second warning, though, we'll deduct 5 points.
There is no. I love it. It's just like an arbitrary. You're like, 5 points.
Sorry, 10 points.
I think, you know what? Better. If it's not already written in the rules, I think it should just be it's arbitrary.
Yeah. Well, the first offense is basically we'll tell you to shut the hell up, plus we'll take 5 points. Second offense will result in 10 points. Third offense, you're done.
If you're that,
go away.
Okay. Okay, I accept.
So
I accept your terms.
Yeah.
I don't think it's unreasonable at all. But again, it wasn't an issue last time, so I wouldn't.
No, it wasn't, and it's I've only seen it being issued once in all of the during the Maritime Magfed League and the CMC. All of those games together, I've only seen it happen once. And that team was actually banned from joining the Maritime Magfed League back when it was running. It was that bad. The cheating was bad. Now, the prizes also encouraged cheating because first place Because it used to be, this is going way back, but Magfed League, and I guess this kind of explains why there's no prizes in the CMC, is in the MML, 1 year, the first place was 5 M17s.
Jesus.
One for each person on the team.
Okay, that's a little that's an awesome prize pool, but might find that just a touch excessive.
Yeah, second place was patches, like 100 custom patches. And then third place, I forget what it was. So, of course, everyone was just going fucking nuts trying to get those markers, because this is back when the Milsig M17 was like the marker to own. So I saw that, and I saw how it made people act, and I was like, no, we're not doing this. CMC is going to have no prizes, which also means that the CMC has no sponsors, which means the CMC is truly independent.
Which is good, because if it's hosted by the King of Paintball,
it needs to be.
There's no fucking way anyone's going to. But actually, it is home of one of our sponsors, Moncton Paintball.
Yes. But
I want it said that I want people from every field in New Brunswick. I want them all. New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI. I don't give a shit what your beef is with that field. If you've got a fucking issue with Moncton, fuck you. Come and play paintball and show me that you're a bigger man. Mm-hmm. Show me that you're the bigger person, that you're the better paintballer. Because fuck Magfed players, we're shitty paintballers. But God damn it, I said I wanted these guys back because I know that deep in the dark recesses of New Brunswick, there's some, and Nova Scotia, because you've got some deep recesses out there of amazing fucking Magfed players that'll really put on a show. And that's what I'm here for. Mm-hmm. I'm there for the show. Who's going to fucking, I'm going to be fucking Commodus up top giving you the thumbs down if I'm not playing, because I want to be entertained. I didn't just come out to play paintball. I came out for entertainment. So I expect a show to be put on for me. So I want to see the best. I know Absolutely. They're there.
And yeah, so sorry, with the positions, there's the first strike player, the scout player, and then the regular one. Uh-huh. Everybody has a role. The first strike player, they do have a role, and a lot of people kind of misuse that role. So if you're watching, if you maybe thinking, or you're listening to this and you're thinking about maybe taking part in the CMC, and you're like, oh, well, I'll be the first strike guy and I'll sit back and I'll be the sniper, like a proper sniper. It's like, no, don't. What the first strike player is very good at is actually support and keeping heads down from a distance. That's where I've seen.
You don't have to hit them with the first strike. Yeah. You don't have to hit them. They just need to hear the whistle.
That's just it. Because what I've seen for the most successful first strike players is that what they were doing was they were keeping heads down while somebody else went for the objective. Mm-hmm. Because you got a little bit of range on them, right? So.
Yep.
And there is nobody wears anything to tell you what position they are. So you don't know if the guy you're going toe-to-toe with has got first strikes or not until he shoots.
And it can switch. There's you have to tell the ref
right
before the game. The ref's going to come up to your team, because there's going to be enough that there's going to be one on each side. And a ref's going to come up to your team and go, who's got first strikes? And one of you is going to put your hand up, but it doesn't have to be the same guy every time.
Right. Yep.
Keep your enemy on their toes. There's, think of this like combat in D&D, you fucking nerds. The rules are there as guidelines. If you can find a way to squeak your way around a rule and make me scratch my head and go, fuck. Yes. That's what I want.
Yeah,
that's what I want for this game. Show me how tactical, not tactical, because I know y'all are tactical. I want to see tactical. I want to see how outside the box you can think with these rules and make me go, fuck you, you little shit, and then pat you on the back and give you a medal, because
that's
like Captain Kirk, man. I misinterpreted the rules. You just gotta. I know that was Cartman, but rules are meant to be kind of bent. So let's see what you've got.
What I love about this CMC is that it forces you to think quickly, which I find means that you don't have time to second guess your potentially stupid / amazing idea. Like,
only stupid if it doesn't work.
Exactly. And everything's moving so fast that nobody will notice if it didn't work. Right? So
no,
you can do
the
some
only
really,
way they won't
really
notice
wild
it
stuff. I've
is...
seen guys, no word of a lie, they were snap shooting back and forth around a bunker. This was in the MML, but same idea. So shooting back and forth around the bunker, left, right. And then Buddy popped up over the bunker, which was interesting because the bunker was significantly taller than him. He was standing on somebody's back. Nobody expected him to come up the middle of the bunker, and he just popped Buddy right then and there because Buddy was hanging out watching the right side or the left side, whichever, waiting. And
he just looked over
and Buddy came straight up and just went, pop.
Oh my God, I'm kind of turned on right now.
You know,
not gonna lie.
So I've so turned on, his camera fell over.
Yeah, that was my wiener. It knocked over the camera. No, it's because all of my shit's disorganized down in my den.
So what did I kick? Oh, I kicked a box and it moved a bunch of wires. That's why.
That's the way she goes.
Packing sucks.
Yep. And so you get creative with it, right?
Have to.
If your gun is hit, you are still in, but your gun is disabled. That is a rule that has stuck around from the MML, and I've decided to keep it in.
I like that. I thought that was a great rule. Also, on top of, you just drop your gun. You know, that happens. You've still got your secondary piece. But if you're eliminated in the CMC,
drop your shit.
You can drop your kit. That is probably your best thing. You can't say a fucking word because dead men tell no tales, but you can strip your gear and just drop it.
Yep.
And if your teammate runs out of ammunition, he runs out of air, he can run and grab your kit as long as it hasn't suffered a hit.
I won a match.
I've done it in the tournament.
Yeah, and I've won a match in the MML doing that. Now, during the MML, we kept people on the field. You were just told to stand still, which I've eliminated that because that caused issues where people were using people as bunkers. But I ran up to a guy.
That's some good thinking. I don't give a shit. That's good thinking.
He was hit, so his hands were on his head. His gun was hitting on a sling. And I literally ran up to him, slid, clicked the button on the sling, dropped the gun, and took 2 mags out of his vest and ran away. And then I won the match. So you can do weird stuff like that, right?
I haven't seen anybody take an opponent's gun. Because there is a rule about no physical contact.
No, this was my teammates. I took my teammate's gun. Don't take your opponent's.
I see no issue. If it's on the ground, I'm going to take it.
That's true. If it's on the ground, just take it. Yeah.
If you drop your gear or something, smoke grenades.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no. We allow those.
If you got them, smoke
them. Pop smoke, bitches.
Now, I will tell you that in the CMC, they actually do work. I've seen in a lot of big paintball games where people throw smoke because it's fun. And let's be honest, it doesn't do a damn thing. Another little
smoke.
Another little secret, fun little secret to do, is let's say you want to go for a flag and it's 50 feet to your right. Pop the smoke on your left. Because what most paintballers' brains are wired to do now is when they see smoke, they shoot through it. They're expecting you to come through the smoke. They're expecting something to happen with the smoke. Why is there smoke? Somebody pops smoke, so they pay attention to it, and then you just run off in the other direction. Honestly, use the smoke as a distraction, because if you pop smoke for cover, they're just going to shoot through the smoke at you anyways. Right?
That's a real good and concise point.
Yeah. So do that. I
like that.
What else has been done before in the CMC that was just wild? Get creative with your corners and with your angles.
Yelling at your opponents.
Totally allowed.
Totally fucking works.
Yep.
if you just call somebody a buttermilk bitch and you just start shooting, they are going to be so $428 from 14 to the 15th.
Where are you flying out of? Where?
T-Dot, I would imagine.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Drip Squid. What's going on? I was just talking about you. You must have heard me. Angriest little fucking referee will call you on your shit. He lives to throw a fucking flag. Like, Dustin is like the one mean little fucker. He's like that umpire that dreams of throwing somebody out of a big game. That's Dustin. I'm okay with that because I love him, but it kills me.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Billy Bishop. Where the hell is Billy Bishop? Isn't that Ottawa?
No, Montreal, isn't it?
Toronto Island. What else? Like,
well, you don't need to worry. Listen, we'll find a way to fucking. I don't have much in the way of fucking accommodations, but we'll sort you out. You got a place to stay.
I was gonna say, yeah, you get here, we got you a place.
Get your place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst case is going to be the other guy that lives here, might be here, but he's pretty chill, so we won't have to worry about him.
The other guy that lives here.
The other guy that lives upstairs, he's okay. He tends to go to bed early, but he's a nice guy, so he's just let him watch his cartoons and don't fuck with him.
Let him watch his cartoons.
Yeah, man. Don't touch his teddy bears. You'll not like it. Like, don't fuck with Smootash Coco or you get stabbed. I showed my buddies pictures of my kids' teddy bears, and they're like, "What in the sweet, terrifying hell is that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Smootash Coco." He's like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, it's just this horrifying little stuffed cat from IKEA. It's just hideously terrifying. The ears all fucked up because the dog tried to eat it.
Whatever.
Oh, it gives him personality. That's what it is.
Exactly. Got character.
Oh man, teddy bears have to have character.
Oh, paint grenades. Not that anybody has them anymore, because I think Tippin stopped making them. But it's kind of just on a discretionary thing.
I'm thinking what you need to read your kids. Sorry, Brad. What you need to read is The Cat in the Hat, because we all know. Oh Jesus, Mark, Jeremy, and Dustin driving to Ottawa. You three, I am kind of fucking jealous because this fucking ride is going to be so much fun. Like, and Mark Lockheed, oh Jesus fuck. I mean, you guys might collectively smoke as much as I did alone on the way up to Montreal. And if you pull that off, good for you. But then you guys won't be able to play paintball for shit. So take it a little easy. If Jeremy needs to pull over, he's going to ask to stop for, like, he's hungry or something. He just needs to take a dump. You just pull over and come go take a shit. Don't let him fool you. He's a sweet boy, but
Don't let him. What the fuck is this? So I'm looking at aerial shots of where the field is. And
yeah, but those are old and they're not accurate to
they're not accurate at
on
all.
The field.
No, they're not accurate at all. I need to get
Alpha. What up, buddy?
Which means you'll be back in time for October 14th to play in the CMC.
Yeah, a month away. It's literally a month away. He'll be back. I think he might be reffing for us. Drip Squid, yeah, it's Dustin.
And if he's not, he's gonna be. Whether he knows it or not.
Or he's gonna play.
I'm okay with either.
I would love, like, those putting
see him
Magfeds in Dude, remember we put one in Caleb's hand, and the dude was a fucking beast with my Tipman.
Yeah.
Like, if you can shoot a Magfed, but
How do you know? How do you not know if you're playing Canada Cup or not? It's a month away.
Points,
I guess.
budget.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah. So the
Parole.
Yeah, paint grenades, sorry, on the field are technically, there's nothing in the rules about them, and I didn't bother putting anything in because they don't really exist anymore. But if you got them, as long as they're not those sketchy fucking homemade ones, fuck it, throw it.
Yeah, nothing homemade. There'd be no use for them at Moncton, but those ones that
the bangs, those
were
M8s or
fuck,
something.
those things were so cool.
Those are fun.
Those were amazing.
Radios.
Terrifying.
The rules state the radios are allowed. They are useless. Don't bring them. The field is not big enough. You don't have time. Just scream at each other. Honestly.
I'm sorry.
They are allowed.
Close to the mic.
They are allowed.
They're fucking useless.
But they're fucking useless.
Don't bring them.
Don't bring them.
No. Moncton is definitely a tactical field. You're really close together. Your EMF's going to be fine. Your T50, any marker is going to be fine. But unless you are very fast, there's no sense in having a radio. You're not going to
No.
You're not going to have time.
No.
It's 3-minute rounds, boys. Like, you got to be quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that.
Alfred, we're talking the Canadian Magfed Championship. You should check that out. 14th of October, right here in Moncton. Only the sexiest people are coming. So, and I have good authority. There are some indeed sexy people coming out to play. Jacob. I would love to see Gasman out there.
That'd be cool.
I would almost try to see if we could field him with somebody just for shits.
What are you thinking?
I'd love to throw just like a wild card team together. 3 people. Bang, bang, bang.
I mean, there's in the
Random.
comments so far, I've got a handful of people who have no team, but they're coming.
Deadly. I will definitely help out, facilitate that with these guys and get everybody. Gun markers are not a problem. Like, dudes, markers are not going to be a problem. Everybody's going to have, there's going to be plenty of, oh, buddy.
Dustin, if it means putting in a strict union team, we have enough reps.
Fuck yeah. 100%. 100%. I would love to see strict union come out and show me that they can do it on the Magfed field, because I know Snake doesn't have a team. Oh yeah, you could throw together a strict union team. Absolutely.
However,
absolutely.
Not say like I'd absolutely put together a strict team, that like a strict union team. That would be dope.
We've got the markers.
Yeah, just it's how do I put this? No hard feelings if I yell at you. Because I know what you speedballers are like, and I'm going to have to keep you in line.
Oh, yeah, well, it's going to be hard to wipe, because those guys are going to be, you know what? I am instituting the King's rule. If you're caught cheating, and you've got everybody on that field, we'll fucking shoot you.
Ooh.
If I catch you fucking pulling some funky shit, anybody, if I'm standing on the sidelines and I see some funny shit, I'll just fucking shoot you.
It'd be the kids on the roster, so it'd be Dustin, Jeremy, Patty, and Nolan.
Oh.
Put it together.
I want that team.
Do it.
I want that team. That would be so fucking... That'd be a four mean little bastards.
It'd be hard to hit them, too, because they're also short. Right?
Mm-hmm. And fast.
Yeah.
That's a team of scouts.
It really is. It's a team of scouts. They're also really thin, so when they turn sideways, you lose them.
And every one of them is a crack shot.
Yeah.
Every fucking one of them, because I mean, Jeremy is the young gun, 2022 young gun. Dustin, kid can shoot, doesn't matter what. Nolan is so fucking energetic that kid could run to center and back before the 3 seconds. And Patty is such a well-rounded young lad that you'd have no problem. That'd be cool.
Yeah, easy. So speaking of building a team, so let's say you want to get a team together, right? The minimum amount of players you need is 3. You're allowed to roster as many as you want, but only 3 players allowed on the field at any given time. Also, the fee is per player, not per team. So it is a $45 fee, which includes a 500 bag of paint. So every team will have a minimum of 1,500 paintballs. Whether you're using first strikes or not, you're getting a 500 bag of paint. Just that was a deal I came up with the gas man. Basically, we're using his field.
Fuck you. You're using the field. We got to buy paint, guys.
Yeah, part of the 45 is going towards paying for the paint. The remainder is paying to cover props and the event.
We really don't make money.
No.
And what we don't...
With the cost of gas? And have to drive there and back?
Hey, man. Can't complain about that.
No.
Some motherfuckers coming a long way to play with us.
100%. Plus the medals. Because
we have
9 medals.
There are medals. Yep. That's actually where the majority of it goes, is to our medals.
Most of the money goes.
Because, again, this isn't about prizes. Now, I would suspect that the gas man will be doing some kind of random draws, as he is wont to do. Sucks to be you draws is what I like to call them, because Ben is usually out there doing them, and nothing makes me laugh harder than a child saying sucks to be you to a group of grown adults.
It's fantastic. It really is.
I too am a giant child, and I think this is funny.
Also, this year, we're implementing something slightly different that hasn't been done before. In the past, part of the entry fee was put into my pocket, and then you bought your paint. So this year, everything's being handled by the field. You're just gonna go to the window, pay the $45, get your paint, problem solved. I'll deal with the field later. Also, you're gonna get a wristband. If you don't know wristband, no play. Simple as that.
I like it.
Yeah, it's just to make sure that everybody who's playing is paid up.
I'll be honest, it's to make sure that our boy, who is, the host of our field, is getting his money's worth. Like, we're being real frank. We saw that comment on the paintball page from Dave Pitts, which I wish I had handy. We're getting close to our time, but I'll tell you, if you get 5 seconds, go over and see Dave Pitt's commentary on, people bitching about the cost of paint. I was there last week at Moncton Paintball, and I saw what looks to be a new big fat compressor. Legend has it might fill the 4,500. So, shit ain't free, guys. I know it sucks. Nobody likes paying, especially where everything is so fucking expensive right now. But this is for $50. Realistically, $50. You're gonna have a great time. I've never seen somebody come out of the CMC without a big smile. We all have a riot. Nobody really gets angry. That's a very, very chill event. Again, the lads who've seen the King show up with this party. That's what we're doing this year. I want this to be as awesome. I want this to be a nice event for everyone to show up and have a good time. So bullshit off the field ain't going to be tolerated. Yep. Fuck you. We're not dealing with it. I don't expect it to be there because, again, Magfed players. How much is too much for cost to pay? 125. Early run seems around 575 near me.
I think which
is not unreasonable.
It depends entirely on where the field is. Like, if you look at a field like Commando Action Center, they are so close to Ottawa that the cost of running a field that size, that close to a big city, like, that's big numbers, right? So you're going to pay more there. Mirabel is I think I think it's Mirabel is technically within Montreal. Right.
Dude, fucking diesel $2 a fucking liter here in New Brunswick, and they got to truck that shit in. Do the math.
Right. Well, I think Mirabel is technically within Montreal. No, not Mirabel. What paintball? There's a field within Montreal.
Nice. Still got to drive those trucks into Montreal. Still got to pay the boys on the docks.
Paintball Mirabel is 30 minutes from Montreal. I think they're almost considered inside Montreal. Like within the limits, right?
Montreal's massive.
Which jacks your prices up. Then you got insurance, you got a cost of goods, you got all that stuff, right? So, and you got to truck everything in, like you said, and you got power, and you got upgrades and keeping things up. And paintball is one of those sports where basically people pay you so you'll let them beat the fuck out of your stuff. So you're constantly replacing things. You're constantly cleaning things. Because there's cost, right? It costs money to run a field. People seem to forget that paintball is supposed to be a business. It's supposed to make money. I know everyone loves the whole, like, feel-good, yada, yada, yada of, like, oh, well, you know, it's supposed to be a passion or a hobby. Or it's supposed to be where's the love for the sport? It's like, well, the love of my bank account is much higher than your love of the sport. So... Well,
I don't disagree.
Right? As I used to say to my old clients, no, I never actually said this, but as what Tom has heard me say many, many times, I wanted to. How do I word this? As for what I've always wanted to say to my previous clients was, "Fuck you, pay me." So,
yeah. And it's just a fact of the matter, and that's all there is to say about, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah,
because man's got to get paid, Mr. Leahy. Man's got to eat. So the whole point of this tangent, I guess, is that we here at the Maritime Paintball Podcast are not aiming to make fucking money.
No,
clearly, look the way we act. I act. Sorry, I couldn't speak for Brad on that one. Be frank, I don't want to lose money. So as long as, you know, our cost is covered and Moncton Paintball can make some bread, that's where I'm at.
Yes.
If I can expose 3 people to MagFed.
Like running an event like this, right? If this was Ontario, right? We could get away with charging.
Ned was saying around 75, and I would say no, we couldn't get that. We had enough people and we were playing it like.
See, when you get into Mirabel, 75, people start expecting there to be prizes. There's raffles. They're expecting a stuff, right? But I'm thinking, like, probably could have upped it to, you know, could probably get away with $50, $55, $60 a head. And people probably wouldn't bat an eye at it.
But yeah, I would want to see, there would have to be raffles. I wouldn't be saying yes to prizes. I would be saying yes to raffles, yes to a food truck. 75 is for a 2-day event. Okay, that makes
more sense.
Makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Now 2-day CMC would be fucking impossible. We'd have to go Yank side for something like that, and then it's not really a CMC.
No. I can't see the CMC ever being a 2-day event. Because the MML used to be 3 days over the course of the summer, but it was at 3 separate fields. So, you know, it was not doable for a lot of people. So that's why the CMC is 1-day events. We're going to keep it as cost effective as possible, but like you said, it's the cost of doing business, right? Like, got to pay for the metals, got to pay for gas getting there and back, that kind of thing, right?
You gather your own.
I'm taking day off work.
Paintball's not cheap as it's known. The times they are a changing. No,
we really need to write that song. You know,
Come gather round, ballers, and listen to a tale of the maritime paintball's attempt to not fail at making an event that'll come once a year. I'm the worst part is I'm gonna have to listen to this to actually remember those fucking words.
that's amazing.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to go watch. I'm gonna have to go watch The Watchmen now. God damn it, the movie's like
such a
3
good-
hours, and I want to go play Starfield, Disco Elysium. I got new games. Couldn't figure out why fucking Starfield was had to go find me like 100 gigs on my solid state. So I'm sitting there deleting everything so I can play it.
Boof.
Yeah, totally worth it though. The game's fucking dude. If you like Skyrim and you like Oblivion, you like that shit, go play Starfield.
I was playing a
Same
little bit.
fucking thing.
I need to get back into it. I uninstalled it because I was playing and then I kind of got really tired and I don't know when I'm actually going to be able to play video games again between like work,
Welcome to
school,
hell.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. Believe me, I understand.
But anyways, but that's it, folks. We're pretty much done here. So, check our page. You'll be able to find the all the information for the Canadian Magfed competition. Sorry, I just
Words. He's so burnt out. He's phasing out. He's checking his phone.
I really am burnt out. Holy fuck.
You can check the Maritime Paintball podcast on all of our platforms. You can message the King of Paintball on Facebook. He's a bit spacey, but he'll respond. You can message Brad if you got questions, comments, concerns. We'd love to hear them all. Garlic buttered sea bugs.
He means either shrimp or lobster.
Shrimp. Yeah. Okay. And we'll gladly answer your shit. We'd love to hear from you anyways. But that's it. That's all on that bombshell.
So, folks,
It is that time of the hour. Go.
I was just going to say thanks for hanging out, commenting, liking, and all that jazz. And do us a favor. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anything like that, leave us a review. Give us a 5 stars if you can. It does actually help out quite a bit. Also, grab your friend's phone and subscribe to us on their phone for us. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Just subscribe. Just totally jack your friend's phone and subscribe to us on any of those platforms.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Much appreciated.
You never know. Maybe they'll find something they like about us. Can't imagine what, but fuck them.
Who knows? But that's it. We're out of here. Thank you so much. Until next week. Cheers.
Peace.